up and shout!
B-U-C-C-A-N-P-E-R-S, go Bucs! B-U-C-C-A-N-P-E-R-S, go Bucs! B-U-C-C-A-N-P-E-R-S.
Go Bucs.
Hi there, folks. My name is JC Torre, Editor-in-Chief at WhatTheBuck.net, and this is our new video series, What the Buck Video Session. In this series, we're going to have some interviews with Bucs beat writers and What the Buck personalities. We'll have previews of upcoming games, reviews of games that have passed, and we'll have film breakdowns of players. Now, I don't pretend to be a football expert, as I've never played, coached, or scouted for the league, but I've been watching this football team for all of my life since I was 3 years old, and I live on all 22. Maybe I don't understand everything I'm seeing. In fact, context is everything for delivering all 22 analysis. We don't know the play that's called or the route run. We can identify the formations, but we don't know if it was a stunt that was called or if player A is executing the play as designed. That's why sites like Pro Football Focus come under criticism. Do they know anything more than I do about what we're seeing? Who knows? Hopefully I'll be able to get some folks who are experts to jump in there and help us with that. But until then, you're stuck with me. I've seen the Bucs at their worst and at their best. I've seen great players come and go. So I'll do my best to give you my thoughts and rely on you to keep me honest. This will be an interactive show going forward, so leave comments at the What the Buck Facebook page or on the What the Buck site, and we'll respond to them in our next show in a segment called Your Voice. Let's get this thing started. So in this initial episode, I wanted to show you how I think the recent signings of Mitch Unrein, Beau Allen, Vinny Curry, and Ryan Jensen will impact the Bucs in the trenches. Let's get started with Ryan Jensen.
All right, let's start you off with this play here. Now watch Ryan Jensen. As Flacco gets the ball, you see Jensen pulling to the one side of the field, but then Flacco is intercepted. The ball goes the other way, and watch Jensen just come out of nowhere, and he doesn't make the tackle, but he came all the way across the field, giving all kinds of effort to try to make that tackle. Here it is again. Look where Jensen is on the field. Again, terrible throw by Flacco, but that's neither here nor there. But hey, Jameis throws some bad balls too, but here comes Jensen coming out of nowhere. What an effort. We are again against Cincinnati, and watch this play. Jensen gives Flacco a perfect pocket ability to step into the throw. It's another bad throw by Flacco, but Jensen does his job. You'll see Jensen pull, he gets to the second level, creates the hole, and the running back can run through it. As you know, Jensen was a first-time starter at center, and because of that, he did have a few mishaps, like this play against Green Bay. And here's another nice play against Miami where Jensen gets to the second level, opens up the hole, the running back fires through it. Nice play. Now in this play, it takes Flacco a few seconds to deliver the football, so Jensen has to hold his block. He does a nice job, no penetration. Great job there. And here's another great example of Jensen's run blocking capabilities. This one's against the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, one play that's going to endear Jensen to everybody is this play against Miami when Kiko Alonso took a cheap shot at Joe Flacco. Everybody remembers this. This was on Thursday Night Football. And, of course, Jensen was not having it. And imagine that kind of guy backing up your quarterback. That's what you want.
Okay, next up, let's have a look at the enigmatic Vinny Curry.
One of the things I noticed about Curry is, especially when he's single blocked, he gets in rather quickly and puts the pressure on the quarterback, makes him get off his mark. Watch this one against Casey Keenum. This time it looks like Curry is actually in a 3-4, and he's playing an end in the 3-4, and watch him penetrate. Simply outstanding. Here are the Eagles again in a 3-4 alignment, and once again, you see Curry just kind of bull rush his way into the quarterback. Pretty impressive to see his strength. Now this one against Oakland looks more like a 3-3 or a big nickel type play. Curry's on the outside here. Let's see what happens. Just completely gets past that guard, makes him look terrible. Forces Carr to throw it quickly, and then there's the turnover. Now in this one, the Eagles are playing in a 4-3, and you see that Curry was a little late arriving on a play, but he still was able to force a turnover. He never gave up on the play. Now in this one, the Eagles are showing kind of like a wide 9 type formation. It's one-on-one Curry and the tackle didn't have a chance. And neither did the quarterback.
Okay, let's talk Mitch Unrein.
One of the main reasons the Bucs brought in Mitch Unrein is because he was so stout against the run. Watch him here against Carolina, where the Carolina offensive line got no movement on him at all. Here's Unrein again. Of course, this is way too long for Cam Newton to have the football, but Unrein never gives up on the play and still comes up and makes a tackle. This was one of the more impressive plays that I saw from Unrein, where he was able to string out the play here against Detroit and actually come and make the tackle. Again, this is another never give up play by Unrein. He just kind of stays with the play, and Matthew Stafford just kind of falls right into his lap. Now here's Unrein against the Saints, and you see that he's just bull rushing his way in. He's never going to be a 10-sack guy or anything like that, but at least he can put a little bit of movement on the quarterback. And here's Unrein again, here against the Super Bowl champs, coming off his block and putting all kinds of pressure on the quarterback, forcing a quick throw and a short play. And of course, this is against our own Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mitch Unrein may have gotten himself a job by making this play, by blowing past Donovan Smith and making the tackle in the backfield on Jacquizz Rodgers.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about the Bucs' first signing, Beau Allen.
Beau Allen, NFC Championship game, and watch him just kind of stay with the play, get off his block, and put pressure on Case Keenum. Here we are still, the NFC Championship game, and watch this play, because I found this one pretty interesting. And you see Beau get double teamed and still bull his way to force Case Keenum to throw the football. Now, like Mitch Unrein, run defense is what Beau Allen is all about, and watch him blow up this play for the Los Angeles Chargers. Yeah, that play had no chance. Last one here for Beau, and of course, he's never going to be mistaken for Warren Sapp, but you can see Beau Allen definitely stay with the play here and not give up and find himself a rare sack. Alright folks, we have late breaking news. Jason Pierre-Paul, pass rusher for the New York Giants, has been traded to the Bucs. Obviously we'll have more on this on the site and everywhere else, and definitely in the next video session.
Alright, as you folks can see, these players do have some qualities that can help the Bucs. They all seem to be right attitude, good motor guys, and I don't think a single one of them is going to have carnal relations with a palm tree. Now, let's have your say in your voice. Jeff Carter of Facebook says regarding Vinny Curry, don't see a big margin from what we had with Ayers. Guess time will tell. Well, you're absolutely right, Jeff. I don't think that there's a huge disparity between Ayers and Vinny Curry. The one big difference I will say, though, is that at least Curry seems to be a lot more available. Robert Ayers has dealt with a lot of injuries over the last few years. He's a bit older than Curry, so I think that Curry can definitely help there. On Ryan Jensen, Carlton Cook of Facebook says, the signing doesn't matter. We didn't have a center backed into a corner because of bad drafting. You know, we've had a lot of bad free agent signings, J.R. Sweezy and guys like that, Chris Baker come to mind. But as for drafting, I don't think that we've had bad drafting. In fact, Jason Like has actually done pretty well between the first and fourth round Roberto Aguayo is, the one exception for the second-round pick. But he spent a lot of draft capital on offensive linemen, give or take. It's up to you whether you like Donovan Smith and Ali Marpet, but I kind of like both of them, so I think that there's definitely some potential there. Jason Potter on Facebook, regarding the Bucs free agency so far. Beau Allen didn't play in 5 games and had all of 20 tackles, but was the best run stopper in the NFL? Okay. And he was a backup. Unrein started 8 games and had 25 tackles, and he was also a backup, but second in the league. Shake my head. With these coaches, free agents don't want to sign here. G-Mac only has a few good years left and is the best tackle in football. Well, I don't know if Gerald McCoy is the best defensive tackle in football. I think Aaron Donald might have a little bit of an argument there. But I will say that I do believe that free agents do still want to come to Tampa Bay. Ryan Jensen's a great example. Vinny Curry could have had his choice of teams, and he came straight to Tampa Bay. I think that's pretty much an indication that free agents do still see Tampa Bay as attractive. Now, of course, Tampa Bay is not one of the premier stops in the league. If you're competing with the New Englands of the world and teams like that, you're going to struggle to try to attract free agents over the Patriots or even the Rams nowadays, because the Rams seem to be loading up as well. And in division as well. If you look at New Orleans, Carolina, and Atlanta, they've all had recent success, while the Bucs haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years. So players do take that into account. But with Ryan Jensen and Vinny Curry coming to the team, I feel very, very comfortable in saying that free agents do still have an interest in coming to Tampa Bay. The big question, though, is does Tampa Bay really want free agents? Are the Glazers closing the purse strings, or is Jason Licht just burned out on bad free agent signings? Let's face it, when a player gets to free agency, there's usually something wrong with them. Either they were making too much money for their production, or they're too old, or they just aren't the same player that they used to be. A lot of these guys that have signed to big money contracts don't deliver on those contracts. So the fact that the Bucs weren't huge big spenders and after the Ndamukong Suhs of the world, I don't necessarily believe that's a bad thing. Old school talked a lot about fit and chemistry, and there is some validity to that. Now, of course, would I like to have seen Marcus Peters be a Buccaneer, or Robert Quinn, or Trumaine Johnson? Absolutely. I think all of those players could definitely help the Bucs. Do I believe that Jerick McKinnon would have been a good addition to the running game? Of course. I'm also not going to pay a third-string back $7 million a year. That's a little bit of insane. So I do believe that the Bucs can attract free agents. I just wonder if they actually want to attract free agents. So that's the big question there. That's it for Your Voice and this episode. Next time, we'll see if we can get an interview or two going. Thanks for watching, folks. Go Bucs!